What do you mean the ego is the enemy when creating content for personal brands?
So if you take it personal that you believe that your content is so good, you're going to grow to hate everything about what you're doing. You're not going to enjoy creating content.
Stop creating so much content and start being the content. I am the content, right? What's the mindset going on where you're scared to do it and you're not wanting to get on camera?
I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to get judged.
If you were to boil it all down, though, what do you think it comes down to? Like all those fears and all those...
I think it's just...
So Jaron Gibson, co-founder of Outworks, and I saw you a founder of Gibson Sales Foundation. Is that a company you're still running, or?
That was a I left my job. I need to figure out what the hell I'm going to do. So I'm just going to do this until I figure it out.
Because you knew sales and you trained other salespeople.
So
dude, that's funny. That's what I got into right after. So I was working for a corporate job for 6 years doing staffing sales. I was pretty good at sales and teaching other people how to sell at my company. And I was like, I want to start my own business, be an entrepreneur, like just try it out. You know, it's 2019. I was like, I want to give this thing a shot. And I thought, I guess I'll do sales coaching and training because that's kind of what I know, you know? And then I started posting on LinkedIn, which is a lot of what we're going to talk about today is LinkedIn and marketing. But I started posting content on LinkedIn in 2019. And dude, for the first time, and you can relate to this because you're in sales, for the first time, customers actually came to me. And instead of being the hunter every single day, which was exhausting, I was finally the hunted. And so that was putting out video content, building a personal brand on LinkedIn and getting people to go, hey, I saw your video on this. I saw your post on this. I'd like to inquire more about this. How do you work with companies like this? And that to me was just like that was an unlock. That was a big moment.
For sure. I mean, I didn't start actively posting until we started Outworks, which was 2022. I had sporadically sprayed here and there, like, you know, I like to, if I see something I think's funny and could get a laugh, like I'll throw that out there. But I started the Gibson Sales Foundations. It was like around for a few days. And then it was just because I worked with I have a strong entrepreneur network in Chicago. The company I used to be with, we were a sponsor of a group called EO in Chicago, Entrepreneurs Organization. So I was around a lot of founders of businesses and I kept seeing the same thing over and over again where the founders would just go to hire their first salesperson, and that salesperson would fail miserably because there was no foundation built. Right. So they were setting these new salespeople. Exactly. It's like, well, he hasn't sold anything in the first 3 months. It's like, well, what did you give him? Like, when he came in, what did you expect him to do? So the premise behind that was to help these founders build this foundation to prep them to the point where they could go out then and hire somebody that could be successful. And you know, it lasted maybe 2 weeks, and then I started Outworks with 2 other co-founders, and the rest is history from there.
What made you want to get out of that and move into Outworks? I'm curious.
You know, some of it was insecurities on my part because the thought of starting my own business and just being solo, I knew I could do it because of the network that I had built. And I think that somebody who you may have talked to before, Carl Hughes, told me, if you start a business, make sure you can get your first $1 million from your network. Like that was his thing. He's like, if you go out and do something, regardless of what it is, make sure you're able to tap into your network for that first $1 million in revenue. Man, so
I did not do that.
No, I didn't. Well, I try.
It's harder when you don't, for sure.
I'm trying to still. I think we're getting close. But so that was like a little bit scary to me because it was I'd always worked for somebody in the past.
Right. And
the opportunity presented itself when 2 guys that I used to work with, one of them, I was his VP of sales. You know, I connected with him and I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. He's like, well, this is what Kelly and I are doing. Kelly was, at the time when I was the VP of sales, Kelly was the head of UX UI design. We were starting this kind of growth marketing agency. We didn't know 100% what we wanted it to be, but the thought of being able to team up with those 2 guys again was exciting. And Brandon has exited a few companies already, so he's kind of been there, done that. So it was a comfortability move. It was a comfortable move for me to do it. You know, nothing can prepare you.
No, definitely not.
Like we say, like we're in sales, so it's like we're always on a roller coaster. We don't know. Yeah, and that helps for sure.
Oh, definitely. If you come from sales and then go start a business, that's the best.
It helps.
Best path you can take.
Mindset, it helps. Like
you got to hunt. You got to go out there and find something.
Go out. Like you could have the worst week ever, but you know because your background in sales that like you're about ready to just throw it all away, and then Friday something good happens, and you're like, there it is.
Yep. So how would you describe, just for the audience, then we're getting into some LinkedIn stuff, Outworks. How would you describe what you guys do there in maybe a sentence or two or less?
Yeah. We help founders and executives build their personal brand through consistent, high quality content.
Got it.
That's what
it's mostly on LinkedIn. Is that right?
Mostly on LinkedIn. A lot of the content that we're helping create, and you can attest to this, we encourage our clients to use cross-channel, show up as many places as you can.
Right.
But LinkedIn right now is what we know. We're starting to do more newsletters, blogs, dapping into YouTube a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's just so much opportunity out there. Like in LinkedIn, it is what it is today.
Dude, let's talk about it, because LinkedIn has changed.
Yes.
And to me, I don't think it's for the better recently. Now, this might turn around. But if you just look at the stats, man, like 12 months ago from where we're at today, 12 months ago, we were getting millions of impressions a week. And now it's like tens of thousands.
Yeah.
And that's not just us, that's across the board. That's with clients. Now, there's definitely outliers, and there's definitely like opportunities to still hit a great post that does well and go viral. You can win clients there. It's still a great platform. There's no doubt about it, especially for B2B. No question. But it has dramatically changed. What is your perspective on what's happened on LinkedIn the past 12 months?
So I have a love-hate relationship with the platform. It is the B2B platform. It is where people are. Like, if you look at the metrics across the board for it, like,
there's literally no other platform that is B2B.
No.
I mean,
And you got the younger generation of workers. Like, I think the average B2B buyer is 36 years old.
Yeah.
The top two age groups on LinkedIn are 18 to 30. So it's like, you have to be there. You have to show up. The problem is that, and I heard you talk to Jason Van a little bit about what to look for and all these content, and you have to put your ego aside, especially today. And I know you guys talked about that. Like, ego is the enemy when you're creating personal content, and that's why most people stop doing it. Like, they quit, they claim it's not working, whatever it is. And it's like, you don't give it enough time because it compounds over time.
Right.
But this new video feed,
let me stop you on the ego thing first. What do you mean the ego is the enemy when creating content for personal brands?
So if you take it personal, that you believe that your content is so good that you should be getting more impressions or more engagement with your vanity metrics anyway.
Yeah.
And you're going to grow to hate everything about what you're doing. You're not going to enjoy what you're doing. You're not going to enjoy creating content.
Yeah.
Because if you get a post that gets 4 likes and 200 impressions, right? It's like, well, this sucks. It's not working.
Yeah.
It's very, I don't know if you golf. It's very similar to golf for me.
No, not really. Yeah.
So golf is like, you could just be playing like such shit and shanking balls, losing balls. And it's like, I'm equating that to like your posts.
Yeah.
But you have one good shot, right? And that's like the thing about golf. Like, that's the one that keeps you coming back every single time. And it's very similar. So, yeah.
So you have to put your ego aside. And I would agree, because if you don't, especially in the beginning, if you're not as good and you don't have as help or coaching and stuff, you're probably not going to do as well. And it's sometimes tough, because it's like, it's the public telling you, like, you suck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, over and over again. Nope, still suck. Still suck.
Yeah.
Still suck.
It is.
7 posts. I was 7 posts into LinkedIn, and I think my first, I don't know if it's the exact first 7 posts, but it was like out of my first 20, 7 of them in a row, this is 2019, did 0 comments and 0 likes. So like, the public was just like, you suck. We don't want your stuff. We don't want to hear from you.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to be able to shake that off and keep coming. And like, how do I get better from this? Why did this not do well? What am I not doing on the platform that I should be to take advantage of the opportunity, I think
that's the key there, because by default, I think a lot of people will blame the algorithms for their post not performing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just external factors in general in life.
100%.
People are just like, it's this, it's that. It's never me.
I mean, listen, I know that I create a lot of shitty posts. Like, they are bad. I look at them like, okay, that makes sense. Why? Right?
Right.
Every once in a while, I'll get a good one that I think is going to be good, and it doesn't perform how I want it to. And then sometimes the shitty ones perform. Like, I don't know. Like, you throw your hands up and you're like, how did that perform and this one didn't? Right. So it's interesting dynamic with the content, how it works. I think that the thing that bugs me the most is that there's no consistency with LinkedIn itself, the algorithm. There's no, think about what they did with the this new TikTok video feature that they put out. Like,
right. Which was about a year and a half ago now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been a while.
It was cool. Like I thought when it first came out, I'm like, okay, we'll give this a shot and see what happens.
Impressions were through the roof.
Yeah, and then they just overnight just shut it down, and like they're without any warning, nothing. Like people were getting. I mean, I was getting probably the most reach on any content by far with the video.
Oh yeah.
When I first started doing it, and it was like. It's a whole separate conversation about like outside of comfort zone for me on video. So it's like I'm able to help because I've been in the shoes of a lot of people. So, but it was working. So I'm like, okay, we got to double down on video. Like this is great. And then they shut it down. And now it's, I mean, across the board, we have a little over 40 execs that we work with. Like video probably underperforms more than anything right now on LinkedIn. But that does not mean that you should not be doing video on LinkedIn. Like that is, I still think the most important thing that you should be doing on LinkedIn.
And why is that?
I mean, I think that with everything AI, everything that you see that's out there today, it's the most authentic way to showcase who you are, your personality, and be your authentic self. I think that there's nothing. I mean, you can write great posts, you can post great graphics and carousels and all that, but like video is the one separator that somebody can come to your if they're shopping you, right, and they're saying, okay, I'm looking at two of your competitors. They go to your platform and you showcase video, your personality, right? Your what your company does, your domain expertise, all of this. And then the other two are just posting text-based posts or, hey, congrats to my company for achieving this. You're separating yourself right there. If you're actually, I mean, if you're posting good content, you're not a complete dick in your videos, then I think that there's an opportunity there for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I always say like video is the closest thing to in-person that you can have. From a relationship standpoint, I think we would all agree we want to build trust, credibility, relationships with our prospects that we want to win as customers. And the best way to do that would be in person. If I can spend hours with you in person, we're gonna be pretty tight unless we just we do this, right? Yeah. If I meet you at a conference, we spend time, we have a couple drinks, hang out, whatever. That we can carry that on afterwards. And the next kind of version of that is like, you do stuff like this, obviously, but the next version of that online is video. Yeah. It's like where people can see you and get a feel for your personality and how you communicate and who you are. And if you take that away and you just have text and picture, it'd be like dating somebody that you just sent emails to or text messages to. You'd be like, I don't feel like I know this person, right? Yeah. Like I kind of I get a little bit of a gist of it, but then if you see them on video, you're like, oh, okay, I got a feel for this person.
Add into that with the text and the video, all that, like, or just the text and the graphic stuff. Like so much of that is AI today, AI garbage today, sure. And it's really bad. And it's like video is just a way to cut through the noise that's out there. And I mean, video and selling too, like not like cold outreach necessarily, but like the sales process. You have a great meeting with somebody, a prospect. Like rather than sending a follow-up email, like laying everything out, like send a Loom video over to them, embed that within the email. Like that'll tell you whether or not they're interested.
Right.
Because if they're going through and they're going to watch that video and you can see if they're watching that video, like that means you've got an interested buyer. And you need to make sure that you're staying on top of them to continue to move that forward. If you got somebody you send it to and a week later they still haven't watched it, it's telling.
Yeah. So if someone's trying to build their brand on LinkedIn today or win clients on LinkedIn today, what is the best type of content do you think they can post? Is it a type of post? Is it a medium? Is it what you like?
If they're trying to win
clients build their brand and attract clients, right?
I mean, video. I mean, like video content, I think is important. But for me, it's like if you know who you're selling to, like you have to know your buyer. Obviously, I mean, it's cliche to say that, but like know your buyer. Yeah. The goal that you should have in the content that you create is to enter the conversation that's already taking place in their head. Yeah. Like, how do we do that, right? That's by reps. That's by having conversations. That's by taking ideas in a sales call or taking team. It's taking ideas around you and building that into your content. I think that's what it is, because you have to speak their language. You have to show them that you know the issues that they're going through. And I think that if you're just kind of spraying and praying and hoping that something's going to work, sure, every once in a while it will, but like the goal for me in the content that I create is I usually try to pick one person and create a post for that person. I know that like Hermosi says like pick us, like it's you create content for strangers. I get that, like that's important, but for me it's like, okay, I'm going to create this post thinking about this conversation or this person or this is that thing that I saw, and that's what I'm going to create for, because I know that challenge or that conversation topic that we have is relevant to a lot of people in my network and not just that one person. So. But
if you're saying video doesn't get as good a reach in anymore, What type of content do you think would, or what should people be doing another medium instead until video comes back, if it ever comes back? Because I think there's a certain aspect of like, yes, video to build brand, to get yourself out there. You have to have video in the mix of a content strategy. It's just kind of like hard to make a content strategy work without video in today's day and age. Yeah. But what else should they be doing on LinkedIn, do you think, from content standpoint?
So from a content standpoint, so personality I think is key, right?
Yeah.
I mean, showcase personality, but we haven't done it yet, so I would be absolutely, we are the cobbler's kid when it comes to this, but I still believe that like newsletters are important. We help our clients create it, so we're not yet doing it. We're going to, but I think Substack is something that I've been following pretty closely, and I love their feed that they have, and I feel that there's a massive opportunity right now on Substack. So we're helping a few clients create newsletters through Substack.
Now, why not do a newsletter just through regular email or somewhere else versus the LinkedIn newsletter?
I mean, it's the whole owned versus rented versus owned audience, I think is what it comes down to.
But that's what I mean. So why would you go LinkedIn newsletter, though, and not just a regular newsletter where you own it?
LinkedIn makes it easy. I mean, you have a LinkedIn newsletter?
No, I have a regular newsletter.
I think that LinkedIn makes it easy.
Dictating who it gets, shown to, though.
That's the thing. The thing with the LinkedIn newsletter is that the setup is so easy for it because you're automatically going to blast your entire connections or your followers. So you're going to pick up immediate subscribers to that just through that process that they have.
Right.
Versus doing it the regular newsletter. I mean, like it's getting email addresses. Yeah. These are people that want to receive your information in your newsletter.
So LinkedIn newsletters, they don't have to opt in, is what you're saying?
I don't even know.
I thought they did. I thought you do.
But you can send it out to them. But yeah, they have to opt in. Like they're not like your entire connection base is not getting your newsletter.
Well, that's what I thought, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay, because I've never sent a LinkedIn newsletter. I've just never done it.
No,
I've done the newsletter for us has worked really well. Just traditional email.
You guys have a great newsletter.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no, you got your newsletter is good because. The problem with newsletters is like there's so much people try to cram into each one, and it's like my attention span is in and out. So if you can give me something quick hitting, then I'll pay attention to that. But
So back to the question.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on LinkedIn in the last 12 months? Like, why do you think? What's your hypothesis as to why video has tanked? As to why the platform in general has less reach? There's more AI stuff on there, obviously now, which is I think a given, but.
I mean, this may be unpopular, but I think that they just want people to pay to play at this point. And that may be completely off, but we run, thought leadership ads for some clients and they get great stuff from it, right? And the more that I continue to hear LinkedIn talk about LinkedIn ads, like in their own advertising, anywhere, if I turn the radio, like sports talk radio on, I'm hearing that, or if I see it on TV, like
they're in podcast commercials.
They're
like
everywhere.
Diary of a CEO has them in there. Yeah,
they're everywhere. So if they're dumping that much money into it, like it just at some point you have to start believing that they pull back reach because they want you to pay for that reach again. I don't know. That is just a hypothesis. I have no clue, but.
I mean, it's kind of like, there's only could be a couple reasons. To me, it's like if there's more ads on the platform, that's going to take away from organic reach. If there's more people creating content on the platform, that means probably less. There's still attention, but there's now more creation. There's no more content, so that attention can now go to a lot of different places versus just, where it used to be not as many. So you've got a little supply and demand action going on there.
What's your feed look like today? My feed's very interesting.
Well, I try to curate my feed on LinkedIn to where it only shows either people I want to engage with and or prospects.
Yes.
But you have to train the LinkedIn algorithm to be able to do that, and most people don't know that. So you got to go and intentionally engage with those people. So if I'm targeting staffing and recruiting companies, which we are right now, I'm going to go either on Sales Navigator or in my regular feed and make sure that when those people hit my feed or I go to search for them, I'm dropping a like, a comment, a connection, a DM, because it's still a social graph. It's
100%.
Not an interest-based TikTok graph or YouTube Shorts graph. It's not on LinkedIn. I think they tried a little bit with the video feed for a while, but the traditional feed on LinkedIn is still social graph, which means the more you connect, engage, and message with people that you want to see in your feed and vice versa, they'll be there.
Yeah.
And then when you go to post content, those people are going to start to see your content more.
Yep.
So it's like very much like a network. And I think they want to keep it that way, right, for the time being. But yeah, I mean, I think it's more ads. I think it's more creators. I think it's maybe LinkedIn messing with a little bit of it to push their agenda was probably because it just feels like it went off a cliff. It wasn't like, I remember TikTok 2020, 2021, 2020, you could kind of feel the organic reach dropping. It was like not a sudden, but it was like, it's not quite as good. And then it was just like, you could almost feel it, right? Mm-hmm. And here it's like, it just felt like it was like one day, poof, gone.
Yeah.
Especially with the videos,
Yeah.
But in your opinion, though, do you think the reach on LinkedIn, like organic reach on LinkedIn is dead?
Dead is a strong word. I think it's definitely down. I mean, we see it across the board with all of our clients. Like we can literally look at graphs of all of our clients' impressions. Yeah. And over about a year and a half ago, over a 2-month period, they all tanked, all of them at the same time.
Yep.
So we had to be proactive with our clients and be like, hey, listen, this is not just you. It's not just you seeing this. It's not that this is shitty content right now. Like what was working, like we need to potentially adjust, but it's still the same type of content, right? So
I will say this. If you're out there listening to this right now and you're like, well, what's the best type of content that performs in terms of reach on LinkedIn? Picture post, compelling story, tie it into your business, no question. And I was saying that back in 2020, 2021, when video was like the redheaded stepchild back then. Like everyone was like, why are you doing video? Video's dumb. Do text and picture post. And I still did that. But if you make a picture post or even a text post, really good story. I mean, that hook's got to be punchy, invite people right into the story right away. No fluff, no bullshit. And you put a good picture that ties in with that story and creates some emotion around the text.
That's the key.
It'll take off.
The tie-in's the key. So last week I posted a picture. I'm not selfie guy.
Yeah.
I'm not like post a selfie and talk about something that has nothing to do with that picture, right? I get that works. A lot of people do it, and I don't judge that. Like, that's great. You keep doing it. Last week I was sitting downstairs. It was probably like 5:30 in the morning, and I was on my computer. And I was like frustrated with some shit that was going on. Mm-hmm. And my dog's sitting there. We had a new puppy, and he's just like looking up at me, like crying, and like he wants me to play with him. And I'm trying to like work on this. And I'm thinking like, I still have these thoughts of like, what are you doing? Go get a job, right? It's one of those. It's like having your own business is very hard. So I'm like, this actually could be a good post. So I set up the camera up. I took a picture. I put it out, and it was like in the moment, it was exactly how I felt. Like you could look at that picture and just be like this dude's going through it right now.
Yeah, it matched the yeah, exactly.
And like the picture, the post talked about the great stuff that comes with entrepreneurship, but it also talks about the suck, like the things that absolutely blow that come with entrepreneurship, right? And all this stuff. And I thought, like, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Like this pictured, and my wife like, well, what's the picture have to do with your post? I'm like, God, come on, you're cute. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that if you can put out a good picture and in photos work, they've always worked, they always will work, and like carousels had their day, like where carousels were great, and everybody talked about dwell time, and like, and carousels still work good. They don't work as great as they used to. Don't see them as much anymore. Just pure text-based posts work great still today. So it's just, you have to just continue to test, see what works for you, see what doesn't work for you. And I wish there was like something, like you see all the gurus out there that are like, this is what you should and should not be doing. It's like, test it.
Yeah.
There's one of the things that I don't know, I don't want to say it bugs me, but I read it all the time, is you get these massive creators that are telling you this is what you should be doing because this works for me. And they've got 100,000, 200,000 followers. Right. And it's like,
probably spend 8 hours a day on LinkedIn.
100%. And it's all like, what are you doing? Like, and then you've got people that are desperate to get to that success mark. Yeah. And they start trying to do. And it's just like, everybody has got to do their own thing, figure out what works for you, and then just continue to build once you figure out. You're going to throw a lot of shit at the wall. Something will stick. You just got to find out what that is and push through to it.
I think there's a balance too of like being true to yourself and not caving into whatever the algorithm wants. I'll give it today, right? Like there's a brand consistency that I think you have to consider. Figuring out what format works best for you. So if you're great on video, short form, boom, roll into it, leverage it. Yeah. And if you're good on podcasts or interviews like this setting and the more behind the scenes content, which I want to ask you about here in a second, lean into that, right? If you're a great writer, mix some pictures in there, just do some text posts, lean into that. But yeah, I think there's a balance of like knowing what works on a platform so I can play to that versus also like, if I just wanted to reach right now on LinkedIn, I would just do text and picture posts with a compelling story. I know how to do that shit, right? Every fucking time. Every time. But I also know that there's a really a lot of value that's placed on video and people knowing me and seeing me in their feed and getting a feel for who I am. And I can communicate messages that I can't on text or picture that I can on video. I can also take those videos and post them on other platforms where they do reward short form videos. So there's that too. I want to shift a little bit here. I saw you do a post about PayPal was hiring for a head of CEO content.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Did you? Have you seen that before?
Not surprising, but that was a real post that you saw, real job description, and you were kind of talking about, I think, the importance of personal branding.
Yeah, I like full transparency. Somebody else had talked about it, and I saw it. I was actually my buddy Sean sent it to me. Okay. Sean's like, "Have you seen this yet?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "But I love it, and I'm going to create a poster on it." So Sean sent it to me, and I told him I was going to post on it. So. But yeah, I mean, I think that just tells you where everything's headed right now. Like, yes, PayPal, massive company, massive like tech company. Yeah. Right. So very forward thinking. But I do believe that you're going to start to see more of this kind of creep in, not just in the tech space, but I think in spaces where it's not as sexy to do this right now. Yeah. Right. Where, you think professional services companies that are a little bit behind in the times that aren't creating a lot of content. And their whole strategy is like, hey, the company just put this out, go repost it. Like that's their social media strategy. Mm-hmm. So when you ask like a CEO of a company like that, like, hey, are you active on LinkedIn? Yeah, I'm super active on LinkedIn. You go to their LinkedIn profile and it's just a bunch of reposts.
And what's sad is sometimes they think that's good. They're like, yeah, our content does pretty well. It's pretty good. We got a good rhythm now. It's like, no, you don't, dog. No, you don't.
It's so
terrible.
Bad. It's
and
terrible.
I guarantee it doesn't drive business. No, that's the thing.
It doesn't. I think that people, like we have access today. We have access to a lot of shit. We see everything. It's not like back in the day when we started sales, like where, and I talked about this on our podcast recently, you could cold call somebody and catch them real time. Yeah. Pitch them what you do, and they likely have not heard of another company that does that. Yeah. So they'll say, like, well, who are some of your competitors? No, that question's not getting asked now. We can go anywhere and find out that stuff. So I think access is so important. So when you are a company that's so far behind in that, and you think that type of strategy works, that this is not part. You are part of the buyer journey. Yeah. Like you as the executive, or you as the CEO, the founder of this business. And if that's all you're doing, that's not helping you out at all. Mm-hmm. At all. Yeah. Right. People are coming to you, to your profile, to see what you can give them. Like they're begging you to separate yourself from the competitor. And if you're just reposting, then I would say, if anything, it's probably hurting you more than it's helping you. Right.
Yeah. And the problem is you've got, the buying, like 60 to 80% of the buying process is already completed by the time they reach out to sales. Yep. So customers are smart. They're also more skeptical, but they're more educated now. So they're doing research. They're ChatGPT and Googling. They're on LinkedIn. They're getting information, insights, strategies, community. They're getting a lot of feedback in terms of what's working, what's a good solution, what's not. And so if you're just not in that arena, participating in that, like you're not even part of the conversation. Yes. Like you're just not even an option, right? And then you're trying to cold call in and be like, hi, my name's Alex with so-and-so. And they're like, I already got a vendor 3 weeks ago from a guy I know on LinkedIn. It's like,
or you got some bullshit cold outreach email strategy that just checking in.
Circling back, it's like, let's talk about the cold outreach. On LinkedIn, what is a good DM strategy for LinkedIn? Ooh. Because we get a lot of nasty, terrible, horrible DMs that no one opens or reads or converts on.
I mean, there's so many different levels of it. I'm a big believer is if you're going to DM somebody, 2 at the max. Like don't spray and pray like it's email. You have to treat it like it's a text message. Right. Like you're texting somebody.
Right. It's funny when they get annoyed that you didn't get back to them, and they're like, it's like the 4th or 5th one. They're like, did I catch you the wrong time? What's going on? It's like,
check which box this is for you. 1, you're too busy. 2, you're being chased by a bunch of pigeons. And it's like, what? Well, like, no.
Terrible, dude.
I think the problem is that people hire companies to do this for them. Like most of the garbage that you get, like you go to the LinkedIn profile and it's like somewhat of a reputable person, the title and everything. And you know that they just hired an agency
for sure
that's spraying and praying. And it's like that it worked. There was a time where it worked. Yeah. Like where people were responding, but people are so hesitant on LinkedIn today to accept connection requests from people they don't know because they assume that a pitch is coming right after.
For sure, because it normally is.
It normally is, right? So, I mean, even I'm like, I look at the title, I'm like, okay, I'll accept this.
Yeah.
I'm like, just hold my breath and hope nothing happens. But then you get the long paragraph and the calendar link at the bottom. And I think that if you're going to do LinkedIn outreach, the DM strategy should absolutely be part of everybody on LinkedIn's playbook, right? Yeah. But the right type of DM strategy. Yeah. The right type of DM strategy is short, sweet, to the point. Yeah. It's providing value. It's helping them out. Like the two that we have run recently that have worked well is we build out like this, one of my co-founders built out, it's this detailed, like light version of what we do. And it's got our tech stack in there. It's got like questions. It's basically to help a growth or marketing leader set this up internally for their team.
Nice.
So we were giving that away. Like, hey, thanks for connecting. Some of our, growth teams have seen some benefit in this.
Yeah.
Check it out. Let me know if you have any thoughts on it. Yeah. Like, right. Send it over. We've gotten good feedback. Hey, man, this is awesome. Thanks for sending. If I have any questions, I'll let you know. That's great. That's the end of that right there. Right there. I'm on their radar. They're on my radar. Like, I will follow them. I will see the content that they're posting. I will engage in that content. I will go to their CEO. I'll see if he's posting or she's posting, and I'll engage with that content. So it's a long-term play there. Yeah. The other one that worked for us is personalized video. Like, I know a lot of people shit on like video. Like, hey, if you're going to take me, just give me something to read. Like, that means I got to click on a link and listen to you. I get it. I'm kind of like that too. But personalized video, like one-on-one outreach video, through our partner program, like building our partner program. So I'm not selling in that video. It's like, hey, we work with fractional CMOs that, have clients that they may want to do this, right? Our partner program, we give away free content to our partners, and then there's a rev share. I'll include some information. Let me know if you ever want to wrap through this stuff, right? We've gotten good responses on that. Kind of thing. So so that has worked good for us, but like that takes time to set that up. You have to like literally find certain people, and I just don't think people are patient enough to let it all work out. They would rather spam the shit out of people and get like a 1% response rate. Yeah. So
yeah, most of it's just like shitty copy and paste stuff too. It's not even personalized. I think
so bad.
The more, it's like most things, the more effort you can put into it, probably the better response you're going to get, right? So if you can add a little context and, maybe it's a specific CEO of a specific industry and you can reference something that is very relevant to them. And, hey, I know this is going on right now. It's probably top of mind for you. I talked to 10 other CEOs going through the same problem. We did a quick assessment and found 3 things that instantly help you in this area. I'd love to chat with you if you got 10, 15 minutes, right? It's like just trying to be a little bit personal, relevant, and then I always go back and forth of like, I booked a lot of meetings off DMing people, but some of it's come from because they've seen my content or I've engaged with their content. I've warmed it up a little bit.
Yeah, the warm-up is huge.
The warm-up's huge, right? Yeah, so like, but I think you can either go for the meeting right away or you can slower play it, right? You can have an asset or something you give them, or hey, I'd love to send you something. Hey, stop me if your LinkedIn's rolling and your marketing's on fire and you're winning a bunch of clients. Yeah. Stop me right now. Don't even read the rest of this. But if it's not, I'd love to send you something because I noticed that you're in this space, and I worked with 5 other executives in this space, and we were able to do this and this. It's a free thing, no strings attached. I'll just send it over if you want and let me know. Yeah. And that's a little bit disarming because it kind of brings them, hey, stop me if your shit's already good. Don't even read this. Yep. Right? And so there's something about that, like the reverse psychology or like the permission to disregard this if it's not relevant. And then I can send you something. And then, so that's one way. And then you can set up you can get them an email and you could send them you give them an email list or whatever. You take it from there. Or there's the option of just going for the meeting right away. Yeah. And I think it depends on.
Yeah. It's the disarming thing I think is huge.
Yeah. And video does that, right? So it's like, hey, Jared, like, hey, I just saw your post on X, Y, and Z, your PayPal post. Man, that was interesting, right? And then getting to something else.
That's what's key is that you're calling it out. It's not and you're calling out something specific on video. Right. And I do say at the end, like, listen, if this is irrelevant, don't even worry about it. Like, glad that we're connected. Like, whatever that is. You look at like all the garbage that we get nowadays, right? Like, I think Clay is a genius tool. Like, I think it's a great tool if you know how to use it and you know how to use it right. The problem is now is you get, hey, saw your post, or I guarantee I'll get one. Yeah. Saw the podcast you did with Alex.
Yes.
Right.
There's no context.
And it's like, great job. It's like,
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the pitch comes right afterwards. Yes. Like, that's the type of stuff you get. But if you can actually say something like,
right.
Remember that one time you talked about like
yes.
dog food?
Yeah.
If somebody references dog food in a message that I talked about dog food, I will listen. I'm like, all right,
yeah.
I'll respond back to that one because you actually did listen to it. Right. I know you're not full of shit. I know this is not automation, right?
That is the key.
So it's like, I did, quick story. I did outreach. I was working for a custom software company, I don't know, maybe 7-8 years ago. And like I was doing deep research on trying to get in touch with like and I posted about this before, but I was trying to get in touch with the head of digital strategy for, I think, American Airlines.
Wow.
And like, that's a big meeting. Like you want to get like these big meetings, you got to do some work on. You can't spray them because somebody else is probably reading their emails.
Oh, for sure they are.
So I found some old like grainy ass video on YouTube about her talking on stage. She was on stage talking about how before digital transformation was a thing, she would like host pizza parties at the American Airlines basement and bring people in the tech, like in the tech, like in and talk about like where we can go with this company, all this stuff. So I found that. So I ordered her Lou Malnati's pizzas, had them delivered down to Texas, somewhere wherever she was in Texas. And I got a notification when they were delivered. So I sent her an email, right? And a LinkedIn, because we were connected on LinkedIn. And she responded back within like 10 minutes saying, this is great. Like, right. But that's like super deep research.
Yeah.
But if you want to land those types of meetings,
yes,
you have to do it. You can't depend on like a bunch of automation to do that for you.
I think more people need to take those approaches today.
Yeah.
Just the more personalized, hands-on, relevant, like put a little bit of thought into it. Because to your point, it's like the AI tools are making it so easy.
Yeah.
They'll reference like, I saw you, hey, the Founder Talk podcast is great. By the way, would you want to, it's like, dude, anyone can look up that I have a podcast.
Yes.
And like, of course, you know, you try to, it's like, that's almost like trying to pull the rug over your eyes, right? It's like, you're trying to trick me. It's what actually hurts trust versus build trust.
Yeah.
I'd rather have you just come in cold and be like, hey man, I saw you're a founder of a marketing agency. Dude, here's some cool stuff you might be interested, right?
Yeah.
Versus like, I saw that you're doing it. And like, you know.
It's like, funny. It's funny that you say, you would, if you know James Hornick, shout out to James. James, we did our last podcast was on, we talked about outbound is bullshit. And one of the things that he hates is like people that lie to him.
Yes.
Through that fake, that automation.
Right.
And he's like, you're already off on the wrong foot. I don't trust you. You're full of shit. Like, why would I ever have a conversation with you?
Right.
So it's very similar. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to personalize it, you got to like really personalize it.
Yeah.
And make it real. And videos are a great way to do that because you can't bullshit. It's like you on video. So you can't be like, you know. But
and I try to do it like outside where I'm not like, so I'm walking around. I think the dog's out like,
for sure.
Like next to me, like whatever. So it's not as like quality as yours. But I mean, I think that the fact that it's not, it looks like just like some dude just shooting it on
That's
his
how
phone.
it should be. It should be like you got a video message from a friend.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why it works.
Yep.
Let's touch a little bit on LinkedIn thought leader ads. You said you're running a few for some clients. We've done some ourselves. If somebody's listening right now, founder, CEO, executive, what are your thoughts on LinkedIn thought leader ads? How are they different from regular ads and how are they working?
So right now? I am full transparency here. Brandon is the one that runs all that. So he's the one that sets it up. He's one of my co-founders. For us, I think that the benefit that we see in it is it's a lot of retargeting. We do retargeting, and we boost a lot of the content toward a specific list. So the way that I talk about it is this is a way to kind of fast forward the process.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of a cheat code, but you have to pay for the cheat code. Like I always tell people, like if you're not mentally prepared to do this for at least a year, like creating organic content consistently, then it's a waste of time. Like you have to be like, this is a long-term play. However, you can pay to get in front of these people, right? And if you pay to get in front of these people, it does a few things. One, it takes the algorithm out of play, which is huge.
Yeah.
Like you can like bypass the algorithm, and if you could bypass the algorithm and you have the money to do it, do it. Two, it is going to get you to people that you're not connected to. There aren't first degree connections, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great way to retarget. Like think about how you and I maybe buy clothes, like this shirt, these shoes, retargeting, right? That's like how a lot of us buy today is through, we go somewhere, we see it, but then we consistently see it because they keep hitting us.
Yep.
So the play there for us is like create a list of people, either pull from the list from retargeting or create a list of people they want to get in front of.
Yep.
and then just start creating content around, knowing that the content that we're creating is going to be part of this. And then you can go in. The thing I like about it too is you can go in and you can add links then back to the ads, and there's theories on whether or not you should include links in organic posts and all that stuff. But you can go back and manipulate it. If the hook didn't hit great, we can continue to test it out through other stuff and figure out what works before we put dollars behind it. So there's a lot of testing that can go on, and the metrics we've seen are great. The call to actions that we can add to it are awesome.
What I love about the LinkedIn Thought Leader ads is that you can take your own personal content and run it as an ad, which you can't really do on regular LinkedIn ads. It has to come from the LinkedIn page.
Yep.
So it's like your company account, I should say.
Yep.
So this comes from your profile. So you see Jared's face or my face in the feed, and you're like, oh, this is another video or a post from Alex. And in reality, it's an ad. Yeah. And you almost don't even notice it unless you look at the very bottom of the headline where it says promoted by my company, Impacts Marketing, right?
Yeah. And as much shit as I give LinkedIn, they still haven't made us turn that a different color. Like it blends in pretty well. So it works. Yeah.
And then to your point, it's like, if you get good creative in the feed, you can just pay to get in front of the exact right people. So it'd be like the organic content, like going to a conference where some of your customers might be there, so it's good to show up, maybe get on stage if you can. But this would be like you're going to a VIP conference with 100 people, and all of them are target prospects, 100%. And you get to speak on stage.
It's great.
And it's like you're going to pay for that access, but you're going to get that access. So I always tell people, in marketing, you can absolutely expedite your results.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay for it, though, right? But if you build the organic at the same time, what happens is the paid people come to the organic, and they get in your feed and they see your profile. Wow, they've built a brand. They've got shit to say. They've got a perspective on the industry. There's maybe other content I'm interested in. Their website's well done. That feeds into the paid, and then the organic feeds into the paid feeds into the organic, and the organic feeds into the paid. They go vice versa. Yeah. And I always tell people, from running the thought leader ads, yes, generating leads, and to your point, you go to an organic post, you can change the copy, post it organically, and then you can go back, and let's say you run it as a thought leader ad a week later, go back to that post, change the copy.
Yes.
I may post something that's a little more general towards business owners, and then go back and specifically niche down that copy for staffing or recruiting or software or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So at that point, I can make it very specific to the audience that I'm targeting, and then I'm just getting right in front of those people.
Yeah.
And whether I may take them to landing page, I may take them to a landing page or website or wherever, or I may have them book a call. So that's great to get the lead flow there. But the byproduct that most people don't know about is you get profile views.
Yes.
You get people sending you connection requests. You get, people visiting your pages. And so, and then you also get people in your feed now consuming your organic content that weren't there before. You send them a DM, hey, great to be connected. You probably saw one of my videos, and then you start the conversation.
Yeah.
And so it's actually good if you're I'm new to LinkedIn. Where do I start? It's if you have the money to spend on thought leader ads, you could build up that network and get the right people in your feed on top of the organic stuff you could do for free.
Yes.
Right. So there's just so many benefits.
Yeah. And if you can get people back, think about your content library on LinkedIn. One thing that people complain about, maybe that's a strong phrase, is that you create this organic content, right? And it doesn't perform well. It's not like it disappears.
Yeah.
It is still there. So when people are shopping and they're going back to your profile, for example, has got a ton of great videos. I could probably spend an hour at least on just your videos, learning, right?
Yeah.
But that's the key. It's how do you, how can we make that argument that it may not, this post may not have performed well, but it's not like it disappears. It stays in your library. So when people are coming and they're researching your stuff, that's part of what they're doing. So think of it as a website with just a bunch of content on the website that people are consuming.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And paid can get people back to that.
Yes, exactly. I'm curious to get your thoughts on this, because I've been telling, probably for the past couple of years now, I've been telling founders and CEOs, stop creating so much content and start being the content. I am the content, right? I'll give you one of these shirts on the way out too.
Yep.
And what that means is that everyone tries to manufacture the content, right? I'm going to get on camera, I'm going to say these specific things, or I'm going to type this specific post out. And there's a time and a place for that. That's great, right? You need to learn how to create content like that.
Yep.
But there's also I'm talking to Jared now. We'll repurpose this. This is a conversation from the long form. I'm on a coaching call with a client or a teammate, or I'm on stage speaking, or whatever I'm doing, I can take that content and just capture it with a smartphone or a simple camera and cheap mic.
Yep.
And I can repurpose that into content for LinkedIn, for YouTube, for wherever else. And what it does is it allows people to see what I'm really like behind the scenes. Because I don't get that if I'm crafting something specific for the feed and I'm going to create it, of course it's going to be the best version that comes out. It's going to be edited all this stuff out, and I'm going to have this and that. But if I'm showcasing like a serious conversation with an employee, or I'm on stage answering a question, or I'm behind the scenes working with a client and I'm filming that to me like shows people how you work with clients and teammates, and it gives you a next level access that you just wouldn't have had years ago.
Yeah.
I'm curious your thoughts on that.
I mean, for us, it seems like that's common sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like 100% you should be doing this. But then you go to LinkedIn, and we have, our feeds are very different than I think most people's feeds on LinkedIn.
Probably, yeah.
Right? We see a lot of this content already.
Right.
But you have to do that. Like we have clients, like, yes, we create the podcast style interviews, like we pull video content from that. But part of what we do is also we tell them like, hey, think about your day to day. We love working with growth and marketing teams on behalf of the CEO.
Yeah.
Because they can keep us in the loop on what's coming up next month. Like where's he or she going to be? They're speaking at this event. Great. Let's make sure we get some good photos from that.
For
like
sure. So you coach them around that stuff too, which is good.
Yeah, we coach them around a lot of that stuff. Because I love our clients. If we just depended on them, then the content would be really bad.
Right.
Like because it would be the same thing over and over.
Them
and
in the
over
office being like, here's my take on this.
Yeah. So we want to get them outside in their element. Yeah. We want to like create that true personal brand. Like, hey, what are you doing? Any trips coming up with the family? Like, what are you doing this weekend? Like, what do we like to do? Oh, you're doing an Ironman? Awesome. That's great. We can get some content from that, right? And we don't want to turn it into like Facebook or anything.
Right. Or like totally off.
Or totally off. But like we can sprinkle this stuff in because we want to show that you are the content. Like this is you. Yes. It's not your company. You're the expert. Mm-hmm. Build trust over here. That trust is going to transfer over to the company. Yeah. Right. So how do we make sure that they are out and about and doing it? And sometimes it's tough to get them outside and going to things, but like we try to push the marketing or growth teams to like help push them to get them out and do stuff. But so I think it's great.
It's funny, man, because I think initially like CEOs and founders want to go very scripted because they want to see like the perfect thing on camera. When they post it on social, they don't want there to be any mistakes, But what we found is like when we get them off the script and we say, just can you record a conversation that you're going to have with a client or an employee or an event that you're at or whatever it is, the content, they usually come back and they're like, man, that was really easy to get that. Yeah. Like we were able to get so much content. It was natural. It didn't feel scripted or like forced at all. And it's like, it's easier to create that type of content. But guess what? If you're feeling that way, that means your audience is also feeling that way. Like they can feel when it's rigid or hi. So today I'm going to tell you 3 things.
Oh,
like
dude,
they can pick
cringy.
up on that
It's
shit,
cringy.
right? And so it's different and I think if you, especially in short form video, if you're scrolling the social media feeds, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, whatever it is, we crave that like real shit. When we see something really going on and there's a story unfolding and there's this big gap in curiosity between what we know and what we don't know yet, and we want to fill that gap and we want to see how that story ends. That's in a lot of ways like what works the best.
For sure. I think polish is the enemy.
Yeah.
Sure, yes, you want to be polished because you're the executive of this company, like whatever, but polish is not authentic. Like it's not man. Like that's not like, hey, like I can watch a video. I have buddies that have posted and I'm like, next time I see them out, we're having a few drinks. I'm like, hey, dude, what was up with that video? Like
that was not you,
that
dude.
was definitely not you.
Yeah.
Like that's not you at all. And this is what we tell our clients too. Like if we're helping you create content and that content, like if your buddy can look at you and be like, you didn't write that, that's not your voice, or you didn't,
for sure.
Like then we're not doing our job. We're doing a shitty job is what we're doing. So and we've had clients of like, wait, this isn't scripted. And it's like, no, it's not scripted. Like scripted is bad. Like you got to just trust us that we can get you there. Yes. Because similar to what you said, like they watch that video and be like, oh, that was easy. And this is actually pretty good. Like, that's what it's like when it's not scripted.
Right.
We don't want it to be scripted.
Yes.
We want it to be just conversational. Let it flow.
Yeah.
And if you say something that sounds stupid, guess what? We all say something that sounds stupid
Yeah.
sometimes. I probably said
sure.
10 things on this podcast so far.
Yeah, for sure. What do you say to the CEO that wants to build their personal brand and get on video, but they're scared to?
That's a tough one because that is a conversation.
It's more common than people would think.
Oh, it's
Successful people that are like, I'm nervous again. I'm like, really?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, because I've talked to, I mean, you have too, probably, like people that have exited businesses that have
for
stood
sure.
on they've gone through everything you can imagine as a founder, a CEO, whatever. As soon as you bring up video and social media to them, they curl up into a ball and they're just like, the guard goes up. And it's for...
Why do you think that is?
I think that the answer to that is all the excuses that I had before I started doing it.
Yeah, because I know you mentioned that
right?
Which
and
kind of surprised me because I thought you like have a good presence, you're confident. I would think like, oh, Jared would naturally just do video.
Repetition over time, I think, and it's.
What's the mindset going on where you're scared to do it and you're not wanting to get on camera?
I mean, I'm going to say the wrong thing.
Okay.
I'm going to get judged. People are going to disagree with me. My buddies on my text chain are going to give me shit, like happens all the time.
Yeah.
Right. They create all these narratives in their head. Most of them are completely false narratives that people are going to judge them. And at their high level, they've gotten to this point, and one bad video can completely tank the whole thing, how they got here. Right. And we try to help them get out of their own way. And also like, tell them like, we get it. Like I've been in your shoes. We have clients.
Yeah. We all have to an extent.
We want to crawl, walk, run here. Like we want to get you comfortable with it. But most of them won't tell you. Like I've had amazing conversations where I made the sales mistake of saying like, I think this one's pretty much a lock. Right. And the call will go great.
Yeah.
And then it's crickets after that. And I find out like through the back channels, like what happened was, he just didn't want, or she just didn't want to do video. Video wasn't her thing. Well, it wasn't their thing. And it's like, all right, well, that's my fault for not finding that and making sure I'm asking the right questions to pull that out. But it is, I mean, I do think that you're going to start seeing is executives become that younger generation. I think that they're going to be more comfortable being on video and being on social. But right now it's just, I mean, it's where we are. Like video is right up there with like speaking on stage.
Yeah.
One of the scariest things that people. If
you were to boil it all down though, what do you think it comes down to? Like all those fears and all those.
I think it's just outside of comfort zone.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, I wish there was a better answer.
I'll give you my perspective.
Yeah, let me hear this.
Like it's definitely insecurity. I mean, if you think about it, for sure, it's insecurity. But I think it's, I think especially with a lot of successful people, I think they, unfortunately, we've all kind of done this from time to time. We kind of place our self-worth on our success, right? And so it's like, I did this business, I became an entrepreneur, I became successful, I exited my company, whatever it is.
Yeah.
This is me. I am this thing, right? And it's like, not really. You're probably like a dad or a mom or this or a friend or, you're all these other things. You're a human being. And then you're also an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And I think people put so much weight on that, so much value on that. And then they see this video thing and they're like, if I put it out there and it's not good, it's a reflection of me and everything I built and my success. And I think at the end of the day, man, it comes down to people are getting unfortunately, their happiness and fulfillment from external validations, which is sad, man, mm-hmm. because if you really were confident and had self-esteem and like loved yourself, you wouldn't necessarily care what your friend says in the group chat.
Yeah.
Like imagine now, and I've been there one day where
mm-hmm.
I was like, people would give me shit for making videos way back in the day.
I still get it. I'm sure I'll get one today.
Yeah.
From one of my buddies.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I would be like nervous about it. My face would get red. I would be insecure about it. But now I'd be like, yeah, you're damn straight. I created a video. Did you like it? Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you subscribe? I'm like,
yeah.
It's a totally different demeanor. But what's happened, Jared, is my purpose has become stronger than my insecurities and my fears.
Yes.
Right. And I think my level of security with myself and my ability to love myself for who I am as a person, as a dad, as a creator, as everything,
yep.
that some outside person or some like group of people if they don't approve me, I don't need their approval.
Yeah.
I don't need your approval to like my video or to if you make fun of me, I don't care. That doesn't affect me as a person. Yeah, you're not in my world, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it comes down to.
I think
this shit's
great.
deep, dude.
It is very deep.
Deeper than people like, oh, I don't want videos. You know, it's like this, I don't, my friend. But it's like, really, it's some deep ass shit.
That's exactly what
it is.
It is. They know it will work.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
It's like, they're like, this is where we are today.
Yeah.
I have a responsibility to do this as this level of executive with my company. But I'm going to tell myself all the excuses of why I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but it boils down to what you said. When I first started doing it, I put, and I've talked about this before, but I put underneath I have an elevated desk underneath it. And I typed this out in big letters. We ought to drop an F-bomb on the show. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dropped it out in big letters underneath. And it was like, my daughter couldn't read yet. My son couldn't read yet. So I was safe. Now they can read. Now they see it. And they're like, okay, just don't say this. And it literally says, stop giving a fuck what other people think. You're not for everyone. And it literally is still sitting there right now. And it's like, that's it, man. It's like, I've got to, and I say I because I still, every once in a while, like, I mean, you still have it, but you've got to just get out of your own way.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Like, if you believe this can work for your company, it's your responsibility then to do it.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing it, you got to give me a good reason why you're not doing it. Because I've yet to hear a good reason from an executive of why they're not creating content, especially video content.
Yeah. It's interesting because I've never thought about this before, but I just thought now if I were to go back and talk to the Alex of many years ago when I first started like dabbling in video, it was before 2019. I started making some YouTube videos and when I was at corporate. This is probably like 2015.
Where were you at? Where's your
Aerotech.
Okay.
Staffing recruiting firm doing sales. And I was like, I thought video was like important, starting to become a thing. And like, this is before LinkedIn even had video. And I started making videos and there'd be people in the office that would like kind of give me shit for it or like they'd make fun of it or like, why are you doing video? Like just even doubting it. And I wasn't secured enough. I didn't have any results at that point. So I would just be like, I would still do it. And eventually I stopped doing it because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Yeah. But I remember being insecure about it. And I was thinking about if I could go back and talk to my Alex then, what would I say? And I don't think it'd be anything about video. I think it'd be more like, what's going on inside you, man, that you care about what these other people are thinking so much. Like, and I would just play it out. And well, what if they think I'm and then what would happen if they think you're stupid? Is this person that you love and you want in your life that you're going to be around for 20 years? No. Then why would they matter, right? And then I think about my kids, and you'll get this because you have kids. It's like you see them go into society, and you see them start to care about what other people think, and it almost like hurts me because I'm like, you know, my daughter's 11, my youngest is 9, and it's like you see how they're going in society, and it's like a natural thing. They start to care about what they look and their friends and what they say, and I don't want to do this because I wouldn't be cool in front of them, and it's like. You try your best to give advice and to give perspective and stories of your own experiences, but it's like one of those things where it's hard to pass down to people unless you've like lived it. Yeah. You know, it's like you do the best you can, but it's almost like, I don't know, it's tough to get through to people. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because my son and my daughter both like now, like my son would like used to love his shirt, this one shirt. Yeah. Loved it. It was his number one shirt. Yeah. And then I gave it to him to wear one time and he was like, I don't want to wear it anymore. Yeah, and I found out, cool, like, my daughter said, like, yeah, somebody made fun of the shirt, so he doesn't want to wear it anymore. And it's like, yeah, no, that like, hurts, how, right? It's not like, am I a hypocrite? Because maybe I'm like this. I mean, I was probably the same way. Oh, for sure. Honestly, I probably cared too much, and I still probably cared too much. But until I got like a coach, like a leadership coach, that put a mirror in front of me, did similar things to what you said. Yeah. Like, what does that mean? Like, who cares if somebody does this? How's that going to affect you? Like, and I really started to kind of think through a lot of this stuff when I was like, yeah, I get it. So how do I take that learning lesson and relay that back to a 7-year-old or a 9-year-old in their terms so that they can understand it? Right. So that's like, I'm still working through a lot of that stuff. Me too. But like, for me, it's like, try to get to it before it becomes something. Yeah. Meaning like, if I know that he is feeling this because of a certain kid that says this, how do I get to it in front, like beforehand, and be like, listen, let's have a lesson, let's talk through this stuff, like actually have conversations about it. Yeah, that's what I do too. Yeah, and you try to like ingrain things in their mind. You know, they've heard it enough times. My dad always told me that this. My mom told me. You know, it's like
they do pick up on things, and they also pick up on, I heard this expression one time, it was like lessons aren't just taught, they're also caught, which means that they catch things from being around you. And so how you handle certain things, where if someone pokes fun, they're like, that's cool. Yeah. And then, your kid sees it and be like, I would never worry if someone else didn't think what I like, what I wear is cool.
They make fun of me. The way I react to it.
Exactly.
Like, Daddy, you're bald. Like, yeah, guess what?
That's right.
Mommy loves it. So you guys are just going to deal with it.
And you got to own it. Yeah. It's you. It's who you are. 100%. It's what makes you beautiful. It's like you start saying those things around them and they start picking up on it. It's interesting. But yeah, man, that whole conversation, there's just a lot of people I think that are just holding themselves back because they're worried about what other people are going to say. Yeah. It's unfortunate, we've all been through it and
they have to want to do it.
For sure.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, I can tell you all the benefits of doing it. I can give you all the stats and all the numbers, and I can show you all your competitors that are doing it. Yeah. I can tell you that you're getting left behind. I can do all this stuff, but until you're ready to actually go full in and commit to it, right, then it's just not going to happen. And it's not like you can't half-ass it. You can't like dip a toe in and see how it is. Like, I tell people this, like, this is a lifestyle.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a lifestyle. Like, you creating content and being consistent with this in order to make this work, like, is a lifestyle. That means when you're out and about and something pops in your head, like if you're grocery shopping, pull your phone out, write it down. Yeah. Like, all these different ideas.
Creator mentality.
100%. They have to have that mentality because if they don't, it's going to come across. If you want it to work
at a high level, you do.
For sure. For sure.
Do you take time off from social media? Like, have you ever gone?
Yeah. I mean, you asked Jason this question too a few weeks ago. I've tried, and I think my answer is similar to yours, where I would post every once in a while on a weekend, but eventually I was just like, I'll take the weekend off. I don't want to post on the weekend. Like, I've got too much shit going on with my kids and like my personal life and like all this stuff. Like, I don't want to have to worry about it. I have a queue of stuff that I could post. Like, but so weekend I don't like.
So, but even that though, do you feel the energy? Because I know I do, and I'll talk about. I'm gonna take 2 weeks off of posting, which I've never done in 6 years. My entire creator career.
Itching.
Exactly. But what's funny, that's what you just said there. There's an energy that comes in if you're not careful, and this is part of why I want to do it. Yeah. It's that energy of scarcity. Yes. It's that frequency of like, wait a second. I'm missing out. I should be posting on social media every day. I shouldn't go a week or two without posting. What's going to happen? Are people going to not think I'm around anymore? Am I going to become irrelevant? Yeah. But that's a scarcity mentality. Dude, that's not an abundance mentality. That's not a putting yourself first mentality in terms of your mental health and your health in general. So like I was like, should I take a week or two off? And we're traveling, we're going out of town, and I'm taking some time off of work, and it's the first time in 6 years that I'm not taking my laptop with me.
Good for you.
And I'm plugging all my apps away into a vacation folder. I'm not checking email, and it's 5 working days and then a weekend in there. And that's a big deal for an entrepreneur.
I would start twitching after like a few hours.
But part of me like had to reconcile with myself and be like, dude, this is okay. Yeah. Like, you do you. And what's funny, man, and you probably would agree with this. We've both known people that have gone away for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 6 months, came back. It's like they're never gone. Yeah. They had a good post. Oh, they're back. Oh, where were they? I don't know.
Did you recognize that they were even gone is the question.
Exactly. So it's like we see it and we're okay with that. But then if we try to do even a fraction of that, we're like punishing ourselves, shaming ourselves. Yeah. I would start itching, right? We start going through these, oh my gosh, I couldn't do that. Why? Yeah. And I feel like I've set my business up to a point where like it can run absolutely for a week and a half, 2 weeks without me and be just fine. I can stop posting. I'm choosing to not post. My podcast content will actually still post because I have a team that does all that and I don't have to do anything. So that will still go out. This is the last episode before I go on break. Everything's going to run. There's automation. There's things in place too, right? Like the business is good. We have the team. Why not?
You're good.
And it's like sometimes you just have to give yourself that permission and say, I'm going to do me. And at the end of the day, at the end of my life, I'm going to be glad that I spent the time I did with my kids, that I took the trip I needed to take, that I took the time off when I wanted to, that I explored the passion I wanted to. I started the business. I'm not going to look back and be like, I'm glad I never took 2 weeks off from posting on social media. Like, I'm definitely not going to say that. You know what I mean? Like, God, dude.
It's the way when you position,
so crazy
it's so
in our
bad.
heads,
it's
dude.
so bad. Like, because I'm like, okay, well, if I take 2 weeks off,
right.
Does that mean the algorithm's going to fuck me when I come back?
And it's not.
No, of course it's not. Yeah. Or like, so I'm interested to follow up with you when you get back.
Yeah.
Because like we've got we're surprising our kids and doing a Disney thing in October next month.
Nice. We did it a couple years ago.
Right.
Awesome.
So it's like we're going to be there for 5 or 6 days. I'm not going to post at all. I will not post on that trip.
Yeah.
Like I just want to like log off. Like
Yep.
all the headaches that I have. Like and this, I don't want to deal with any of that shit. I just want to log out. So I'm interested to see how I handle that. Like if I'm like, oh, this could be a good post, I'm just going to throw it. Don't do it.
Well, and then there's not posting, and then there's not checking social media, emails. There's a whole.
Are you
going to
do that too?
Yeah, I'm doing everything.
That's good. See,
I'm
that's the other thing.
And I'm telling my team, like, be prepared.
I don't want to
like,
check.
Call me if there's an emergency, but we're not doctors. Like, no one's life is be at stake if something happens with their marketing.
Checking social media is like, if you're, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the most appropriate way without using, because I'm going to use a crack addict. And you just putting like checking social media is like, okay, I'm done. Totally. I'm done with it. Totally. And then somebody goes, puts it right in front of you. It's like, oh, that's pretty good.
That's why I'm moving all the apps to a vacation folder. So it's going to be several screens away.
So you're going all in. Where are you going?
Mackinac Island. Mackinac Island, awesome. And then Traverse City.
That's awesome. Yeah. We went to Traverse last year.
Great spot. So there's you can't bring a car on this island, Mackinac Island.
Yeah.
So you got to take a ferry over there. And I'm like, this is exactly what we need.
Perfect.
So it's going to be so nice, man. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, it's weird. I think I'm in a good place now. I think I used to care more earlier on. I think 6 years into it, I'm like kind of have some calluses, and I'm kind of like, I'm cool with it.
What point, like if you think about, so you've had this business for 6 years? So I started mine in...
let's see. Over 5 years, not 6 years.
Okay. So we started ours in 2022. And there's still, we have growing pains it's a crazy. But at what point were you like in that, over that span where you're like, okay, I feel good. Like this is going to make it. Like this is me right now. Like where you're just like, you don't wake up wondering like, fuck, do I need to go get a job? Like,
oh no, I definitely don't do that. I don't know if I ever had that mindset though. But I will tell you this. So mine was kind of like maybe reversed to some people. Like my first 10, 12 months was like riding high. It was like I had my LinkedIn video boot camp. It was COVID 2020. I just quit my job. It's like everyone was trying to get online, do video.
Yep.
And I had this one product, and it worked really well for a time being, but there was no recurring revenue. I didn't know anything about business. I was like a very new entrepreneur. And so my first year was like, this is great. And I almost had like, I was naive. I was like, oh, this is great. Everything's we're going to blow up. We're going to do this. And then year 2 hit, like 12 months in maybe. Yeah, 12 months in. And leads slowed down for a little bit just because that happens in sales and business. Like you don't have months, like you don't just stack every single month for the rest of eternity. It's like you have slow months and quarters and whatnot. And so like, and even the leads I had, the ones I thought I was for sure going to close fell through. Just like different random shit out of my control sometimes. And then I was like 2 or 3 months where like, it was just like hardly any revenue. It was really tough. This was 2021. And we just moved into a bigger, somewhat nicer place. And it was just like, I felt the pressure of like, man, what the hell is going on? Like everything I thought I knew about entrepreneurship and the business and the product, like seemed like it just went out the window. But in that moment, I was never like, should I get a job? It was always like,
did you reinvent?
Yes, I reinvented. Yes. I was like, I always looked, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm going back to get a job. Like, there's no way. No. But I was praying. I was just like, and I wasn't even a super religious person, but I remember just being like, I need some help. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to, create other offerings. I evolved the business. I found ways to get recurring revenue. But it was a rough period of time. And I've had a couple of those, right?
Yeah.
But I think you get to maybe 3-4 years in where you're kind of like, I feel like I'm in a place now where you always have challenges and you'll have other just different types of challenges. But I feel like you get to a certain point when you become an entrepreneur and you've been doing it long enough where you're like, I know how to figure shit out now.
Yes.
So even if my business went away tomorrow, I actually could start a new business. I could start a podcast production company tomorrow, or I could start a business consulting company tomorrow. And I would like know how to market it, sell it, build in recurring revenue. Like the skill of entrepreneurship you've built after a few years, it gives you a little more confidence. Like, hey, if I run into a rocky time period, I'm going to get through it because I've done it a million times, but also like I've got the skills to rebuild or change or pivot. Yeah,
maybe the way I phrase the question of going to get a job, like maybe that's not it, but it's like where you felt good about the direction you were going. I think that like being as part of this like EO community in Chicago, like being surrounded by entrepreneurs, it was always, you always heard like, okay, listen, you're going to grow, you're going to hit a plateau, right? The plateau is where you need to you can't mope. You got to power through it. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to break what you're doing and fix it, rebuild it in a different way, whatever that is.
And it's going to be hard.
So
it's challenge you.
We've been doing this right, and we're kind of on a plateau now, and we're doing it. We're going through the process.
Yeah.
We're fixing. We're adding stuff. We're pulling stuff away. Like we're figuring out who our real ICP is, and all this stuff. So it's good. It's just it's such a mental man, we were doing so good, and all of a sudden it was shit.
Yeah. And then you'll have doubt creep in too, where you're if you haven't been doing it long enough, it's easier when you've been doing it a little bit longer because you know how to fight that off. And you're look, is my business the right thing? Is it going to be a good product or service? Yes. We know this, keep fighting, make some changes maybe, but keep going. Mm-hmm. Versus in the beginning where you're you start doubting, you're just I don't even know if this is the right thing. This is not the right offer. You start just going through this mental model of oh shit, your confidence drops a little bit, Yeah. But I think it takes a few years to really get your foundation, man. It's tough. And even then, it's not. It's never easy.
Yeah,
because then you have other challenges.
You know what? I'll say this. I go every once in a while. I go meet up with people that I used to work with that are all doing their own, not their own thing, but working for other companies.
Yeah,
and I rarely hear at this point how are you doing? We happy? No, fucking sucks.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking to myself, they're well, what about you? You happy? I'm yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good, dude. We have struggles, but it's good.
That's it.
Right? And it's that's I just always tell myself that just keep doing what you're doing. Don't go work for at a company and do all that stuff. It would feel, at least to me, it would be a step back. You know what? I'll probably make a shit ton more money doing it, right? Which is
maybe in the short term.
In the short term, but I don't know. It's good. It's not that I'm doubting. It's just one of those things. We're on a plateau right now,
dude.
So this is where my headspace is.
You'll be up again, and then you'll be on another plateau in a while, and then we've been there a million times. Yeah.
So,
and it's definitely one of those things where, as an entrepreneur, you can never compare yourself to other entrepreneurs. So, because I've made that mistake too, where I'm man, they're scaling to 8-figure and 7-figure and all this stuff. It's I don't want their fucking life. Yeah. I don't care. I'm happy. I love what I do. I have purpose behind it. I'm fulfilled by it. I love the relationship I have with my family, my kids, my loved ones. Yeah. I'm enjoying what I'm doing every day. We've got enough money. It's I love this. Because here's the thing. You say, oh, this guy's got this or this girl's got this business and they've scaled it so much faster than me or whatever it is. We play these games that takes away from our own joy, right? But then in reality, you hear a year later, that person's miserable. Their family felt they're Dude, and now they're doing something totally different. They're soul searching. It's I wanted what they want. What I wanted was them, but in reality, they were missing what I had from day one. That they had to go through all this stuff, and now they're on the track to try to get what I had from the day one.
Yeah, sure, dude. I mean, it's
crazy.
It's the people that post the happiest family pics on Instagram,
right?
And then you kind of,
dude, there's skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, 100%. So not everything is as it seems.
Yeah,
for sure. And I agree with you. The comparison game is. Man, that trap sucks.
And I know it's oh, you see, you got an 8-figure business, a huge team, your company, you're going to sell it. It's cool, but there's a lot of shit that comes with that.
Yes.
And there's a lot of sacrifices. And I pick my girls up from school 2 or 3 days a week and shit. I wouldn't be doing that if I had a software startup that I was grinding 15 to 16 hours a day. It's so you got to do you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. My wife's an attorney, and she,
is she? Wow.
Yeah, she's a lawyer. She's in employment law. She's been with her firm for a little over 20 years.
Wow.
And we've talked about this, she's seen people that were other firms maybe making more, just grinding, working so much, and not home and all this stuff. And it was she's that's just not what I want.
No.
She's I like the fact that I can work from home. I can take the kids to basketball or dance or whatever they're doing. It's so yeah, for sure. It's so important. Yeah. Because when we all do look back on it, in the end, when the time fucking comes,
dude, that's it.
That's what matters. What are you going to fucking remember? You grinding your ass off to make money?
Right.
Or the fact that you got to spend all this time with the people that actually fucking mattered.
Exactly, man.
So
I got one more question for you. I'm so glad we went this conversation because I feel there's a lot of people listening that are going through similar stuff. What is your take on in-house marketing versus done for you? Because I know we might disagree a little bit here, but do you think companies should be doing their own marketing, or do you think companies should be outsourcing to a marketing agency?
So here is where I'm at on this. I think that if you are a company that views this as important, again, building this, and let's just keep it in the executive founder-led conversation, and you have the resources and you have the money and you have all this stuff to bring this internally and do it on your own internally, absolutely you should do it on your own internally. Like, for example, like if somebody's like, hey, we want to level up, we need help hiring a team, we see value in this, we want to do this, right? 100% bring you guys in. Like that's a no-brainer, right? But if you don't have the resources, or maybe you have an entire marketing or growth team internally and you don't want them focusing on this because it's your personal brand, whatever that ends up being, and you like having that outside perspective on stuff, because I mean, these companies are in bubbles, right? Sometimes it just takes a basic voice from the outside to help them out with around from strategy standpoint. And you don't want to hire somebody full time. Then like outsource that to an agency, and you know what, if they're performing and they're doing their job and they're not creating shit content,
exactly,
then you're going to see the benefit of it, right? But there's tons of agents. Listen, we're not perfect. Like, we have clients, most of our clients will tell you that like they love working with us. Every once in a while, yes, we may trip and fall, and
for sure, so do we,
whatever that is, right? And it's not great, but I think for the most part, like, our clients are happy that they're working with us because they view us as an extension of their internal team. And they rely on us for a lot. Right. So I think if you have the resources, the means to be able to bring somebody in, and you can do this internally, 100%. Absolutely. That should be the number one. Like, if you don't, and you like having that agency that can come in and do really good work for you, then that's what it is.
And what makes you say in-house is so much better if you can do it?
Just so I look at the content that you create. Like you're on site, you've got your clients, like they're on site, and I see some of your client stuff, they're on site, they're shooting their own stuff. Like that's great content. But a lot of that has to do with people getting out of their own way, going back to what we talked about, right? So it's very different than what we're doing, is that podcast style interview. Like we've trained teams on how to do that. Like we've worked with a client for 6 months, let's say, and they're like, hey, could you train like a coach on our team how to do this? Yes, 100%. So we may lose that client, right? They may use our creative team, the editors and designers and what moving forward. But if they can run that process internally on their own, then they should do it on their own. Why not? So I think that you're the type of content that you're creating from an in-house perspective. And I've worked for companies that had an in-house videographer, had an in-house content team. And when I worked there, we put out really, really good shit. Like, it was next level. Like, are we at Outworks helping put out next level shit? No. Like, we're helping you just be consistently putting out really good content.
That makes sense.
But I do think that like the day in the life stuff, like the things that you're posting, like that is eventually, I could see that being where the future is for a lot of these content creators. Like you're shooting shit in the car when you're driving to the airport or whatever that is. Like when you're landing, like all this stuff, like that's cool content. Like the people will pay attention to that, and that also looks different. Like it looks different. Listen, our podcast style interviews are great. Our clients like it, but that's like a level up. Right.
Well, because how much in the future, how long is it before there's just avatars, AI avatars, where you give it what you want to say, and then it's just like, it looks like Jared, sounds like Jared.
They're there now, but they're not. They're
not at the quality.
You have to like sit for like 4 hours. Like we've looked at it, and like, so you're gonna say we have to get an executive to sit in front of the camera and talk for 4 hours to get the motions and everything down. And still, it's not perfect yet. We're not going to be able to talk somebody into doing this right now. Like I don't think the world is ready for it yet. But it will be at some point in time. It's coming soon. But I like what you said though. Like, how are you going to train them? Like the way you follow people around and do all that. Like that's going to be a way to separate from those like digital twins that are out there.
Exactly. Man, this has been a great conversation, dude.
Definitely.
I appreciate you being here, man.
This has been great.
I'm so glad that we took it a little bit of a different route, but it was a good, unexpected turn. So where can people find, connect, learn more about what you guys do and what you're up to?
So let's see. My LinkedIn profile, like post all the time on LinkedIn. Outworks.io is our website. I've got a podcast with 2 other guys too called Business is Bullshit, where we...
John, is he
John,
part of that?
John, nice. Who you've interviewed before, John Sarakis.
Tell him I said what's up.
I will, for sure. John, and then James Hornick, who is formerly of Hirewell, left last week. We just rant on shit in the business world that needs to be dumped
Yeah.
on. Like, and it's stuff that most people agree with.
Yeah.
But we just kind of talk about it, and
Yeah.
it's definitely a rated R podcast, very similar.
Nice.
Like, so
Yeah.
it's fun. And honestly, if nobody ever listened to it, we just enjoy having conversations with
That's
each
it,
other.
man.
So
That's it.
Yeah. So that's it.
Cool.
Business is Bullshit podcast, Outworks.io, and then my LinkedIn.
Cool. We'll link everything up in the description too.
Cool.
I appreciate you being here, brother.
Awesome. Yeah, this has been
Thank
great.
you.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it, bud.
Thanks, man.